Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome to the Mainline Chamber of Commerce's celebration of business leadership. Did we get a good day? How about a round of applause for the day we got? Woo. And I have to say, it's so great to be together. It's so great to see people reconnecting. And I actually thought it was going to be much harder to get everyone to sit down than it was. You know, it's like, this is going to be like this cocktails being served. It's going to be really hard to get people to sit down. So thank you all for listening as we're getting ready to get started with our program today. My name is Bernie Dagenet. I'm president and CEO of the Mainline Chamber of Commerce, and I want to welcome you to Appleford Estate and the celebration of business leadership. Today, we honor an impressive group of individuals and businesses, including the 2021 class of Leadership Mainline, which is our leadership development program, which has run for 19 consecutive years and graduated more than 300 individuals. In addition, we're going to honor 2 leaders, 5 companies, 1 nonprofit organization, and a special partnership as part of our Business of the Year Awards today. I want to start today by thanking our sponsors for this event. First off, our presenting sponsor, TD Bank. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank them. I love it. I love it. Our nonprofit Business of the Year Award sponsor, the Foundation for Delaware County. Let's hear for them. And this is noteworthy, returning for the 24th consecutive year as the F. Carl Schaffel Community Service Award sponsor, Mainline Health is with us. Let's give them a round of applause. And I'm next going to identify a group of very important supporters for this event. If we had tables, they would each have tables, but we're sitting together like this today. Our celebration event sponsors today are Essential Utilities. You probably know them better in some cases as Aqua, Brinker Simpson and Company, the accounting consulting firm, Closets by Design, Enterprise Holdings, the Haverford Trust Company, Independence Blue Cross, Lincoln Financial Group, Mainline Today, M&T Bank, My Benefit Advisor, which is the Chamber's endorsed health benefits provider, Nolan Painting, PNC, St. Joseph's University, Stephen DiOrio State Farm Agency, the law firm Stradley, Ronan, Stevens & Young, and WSFS. Let's give them all a round of applause, please. And a special shout out to our Leadership Mainline sponsor, BB&T, now Truist. Please give Truist a round of applause. So I can't let our first in-person signature event come and go without some reflection on what the world has endured. I find myself today thinking about March 1 of last year. Little did we know what was barreling toward us in the form of COVID-19. Even when Governor Wolf issued his shutdown order, we were saying, we're going to flatten the curve. We're going to be through this by summer. Do you remember that? We were a little bit off. So we reflect today on the tragic loss of life, the impact on our healthcare professionals, the economic displacement of so many workers, the impact on restaurants, retailers, and health clubs, and the role of grocery store workers. Actually, didn't expect that was going to catch me the way it did as I read that. There are so many cliches about perseverance and resiliency. That which does not kill you makes you stronger. Innovation comes through challenge. There's also a lot of emphasis on gratitude in these times, and I'm grateful for the team of the Chamber, the staff, our board of directors, our members. We're a better organization today, and we're fortunate to be able to serve. And like many of you, the Mainline Chamber of Commerce has operated remotely. We developed new communications capabilities and use tools like Zoom and innovative ways to bring our members together. In fact, I want to welcome approximately 50 viewers who are watching us on camera today, so they're able to participate in this hybrid event. We tapped into federal aid meant to help businesses survive the pandemic. We come out of the pandemic a little leaner, quite a bit wiser about ways of engaging business leaders online, and recommitted to helping our members and the community. We think back on this year, we found ways to help through our recovery resources emails. They were about funding opportunities and sharing valuable resources from fellow members, the work of the Small Business Administration, members of Congress, state-supported programs, and county initiatives. I personally served on 2 local county task forces convened meetings for elected officials, for members and other chambers of commerce, and secured clarifications relating to the shutdown orders that we shared with our members. And everything that mattered to us prior to the pandemic continues to matter to us now as we connect our members with business, leadership development, and talent. Our student employer meetups with college and high school students found new levels of success by going virtual, as students no longer had to travel. Our talent and education network is growing as we connect employers with diverse talent. Our Society of Professional Women is going very strong, and the interactions that have occurred through that program, through our Zoom breakout rooms, have been very valuable for our members. Our corporate social responsibility work has grown through our partnerships with the Philadelphia Foundation and the Sattel Institute for Corporate Social Responsibility. The Philadelphia Foundation will announce next week the region's first ever Civic 50, which is in collaboration with this chamber and others. And just as we continue to respond to needs relating to the pandemic, we're convening leaders around the topic of hiring talent during a time when many companies can't find the help they need. Together, we must rise individually and collectively to the challenges before us. I can tell you the chamber team is committed to helping our region recover and rebound stronger than it was before. And if the valuable role that a business organization such as ours can play was not clear before, it certainly is now. I want to thank all of our members for their continued support, along with our ambassadors and board of directors. I'd like to ask our ambassadors and board members who are here today, please stand for a moment and be recognized if we could. Thank you. So today, here we are at this historic venue. It was part of a land grant that William Penn made. It includes an arboretum and a bird sanctuary. What a beautiful property. It was donated to Lower Merion Township in 1973. We can credit our Leadership Mainline graduate today, Lori Jennings, who worked with the township, for encouraging us to bring this event here. Thanks, Lori. We're so happy to be here. This is really nice. The event, we're thankful for our site manager and catering company, John Sirach Catering of Westchester. Bless you, precious. And MRS Audio Visual for helping with our production today. I'd next like to invite Tim Canfield, Vice President and Government Banking Relationship Manager at TD Bank. Tim is also the Chamber's current treasurer. Please welcome Tim Canfield.
Good morning, everybody. I'm honored to serve as the treasurer of the Mainline Chamber. And as Bernie mentioned, I'm a vice president and government banking relationship manager with TD Bank, and I cover Montgomery, Delaware, and Chester counties. I can't tell you how great it is to see all of you in person. Like many of you, I've been looking at the same four walls for 15 months. So this is awesome. And I'm so looking forward to today's event. And I'd like to give a warm welcome to all of our virtual attendees as well. Today's event will celebrate people and businesses who were able to successfully pivot and reimagine the way they do business during the unprecedented challenges of the pandemic. At TD Bank, we feel we did the same. TD Bank processed 132,000 PPP loans for $12.2 billion across our Maine to Florida footprint. Our average loan size was $92,000, so we were able to help small business as well as larger companies. In my job, my customers are municipalities, school districts, counties, cities, and authorities. But whether you're in government or retail or the business world, the pandemic has changed the way people bank. Regardless of where you bank, talk to your banker and make sure you are aware of their latest and greatest products and services. The move to digitization can allow you to bank so much more efficiently than we were all used to. However, TD Bank is still committed to its retail store network so that you can sit down face-to-face and talk to a trusted advisor. I would also encourage you to talk to your banker about available fraud prevention services. we've seen our fraud activity quadruple since the beginning of the pandemic. And unfortunately, too many customers wait until they're victimized to implement fraud prevention services. So be proactive so you can prevent a loss rather than reactive after a loss. I'm really looking forward to today's event. Thank you for joining us today. And Bernie, back to you.
Thank you, Tim. And thank you for the value you bring to the Chamber Board, the questions you ask, the leadership you provide. We appreciate it. As we move into our Leadership Mainline graduation program today, we're going to start with Leadership Mainline. We're going to go into our awards, and we're going to give everyone a nice box lunch on the way out. So we didn't have to deal with eating in person together, but we still get to feed you. So that's the compromise. That's the compromise that we reached today. So as we move into Leadership Mainline, you're learning about this valuable program. I asked the companies in the room you're going to get some insights here today. And I hope you will realize, if you did not before, the quality of the leadership programming that the Chamber provides. Next up for us is our management training program, Leadership Principles and Profiles, which will begin in September. And so if Leadership Mainline teaches about leadership, then management training really teaches the nuts and bolts of encouraging and leading your teams. It's very valuable training. I can tell you the first class of Leadership Principles and Profiles had a profound effect on my ability to lead our team. And I've done a lot of training over the years. So I guess next up, I'm really pleased to have the support over the last few years, strong support and participation in the class. He actually speaks to the class every year and has gotten some feedback that they see him as inspiring and with really some useful thoughts to Leadership Mainline. He's a regional president for Delaware Valley for BB&T Now Truist, Travis Rhodes. Please welcome him.
Good morning. This is fabulous. Great to see everybody's faces. I mean, you can execute than anybody. That's fabulous. So again, Travis Rhodes, the regional president for BB&T Now Truist for the Delaware Valley, Lehigh Valley region. This is an honor for me. It's an honor to be able to be a part of the graduation of Leadership Mainline. I mean, this is incredible. When you have individuals and you have companies that are investing into their talent to ultimately to grow the ability and to grow the actual ceiling of their companies, that's what it's all about. I mean, we at BB&T believe to the very core, leadership matters. I mean, again, we can talk about a lot of different things. We can talk about margins. I mean, we can compete over quarter basis points of rates, but if you can invest into how a company can ultimately drive their top line, right? Drive their margin, drive the effectiveness of what it is they do day in and day out, then that's a win. That's a win for every company. BB&T has a leadership program. We call it the BB&T Leadership Institute, and we send all of our executive management down there and also clients. And to have Dana doing this here locally through Leadership Mainline has been something that we have personally loved investing in, because ultimately you're investing into the future of our communities and also to our economy. That's where the real benefit is. So we're very proud to be able to be a part of that. And I want to congratulate all of the graduates. I know that I've got someone here, Meg Wenzel, on our team, graduated last year. It made an impact in her life and her career, and we hope to have many more in the future. So again, thank you, Bernie, for letting us be a part of this. And now I have the distinct pleasure of introducing, I think, Precious, you had some of the best questions when I was there and enjoyed the time that we had together. But I get to introduce Precious Mines. Precious is in this year's class, as well as the Mainline Chamber's Talent and Education Network's Steering Committee. And she's going to discuss the nonprofit project and give her perspective on the Leadership Mainline program. Please welcome Precious Mines of College Possible.
Thank you so much, Travis, for that warm introduction. Good morning, everyone. I am Precious Mines, and I am privileged to serve as the program director for a local site of a national nonprofit, College Possible, where we help low-income first-generation students go to college, get a degree, and help to break the cycle of generational poverty in their families. A large part of my work involves helping students to eliminate barriers to education and to also create pathways for future leaders to grow and to thrive. This is one of the premier reasons that I believe that in order to build leaders, it's incumbent upon me to continue to learn, stretch, and evolve as a leader myself. Gratefully, I've been able to do that over the past 6 months with 19 other amazing professionals who emanates from a variety of business sectors through this remarkable Leadership Mainline program. It's my pleasure to speak on behalf of my cohort today in an attempt to capture this transformational experience in just a few minutes. If you would allow me a moment to reflect, I will start with what I believe was the highlight for each of our class members. And that has been the ability to collectively bring our minds, skills, and creativity together in developing a plan of sustainability and scale for a local nonprofit. During the second month of our class, we had the privilege of hearing from a variety of well-deserving nonprofits who could benefit from our cohort's insight. However, in the end, there was something about Bev Weinberg's vision for Integrate for Good, the unique yet necessary thrust behind her mission, and her infectious passion for integrating people with disabilities or diverse abilities into the community through volunteerism, board opportunities, and other meaningful work that really resonated with my class. Over the past several months, we have worked extremely hard to create a plan for Integrate for Good that will have a reverberating effect for years to come. Our project is our legacy. What we have put together for Integrate for Good is just a small way to pay it forward for all that we have received over the past several months through the Leadership Mainline program. In every class, we were enthralled by Class A leaders who selflessly shared time, wisdom, and leadership principles that will shift the way we lead and think about leadership forever. While I would be remiss and negligent to attempt to name every speaker we have heard from, I will take a few minutes just to pass on some of the wisdom that we received. First, remember, change is inevitable, but change management is essential. And in systems, change starts with the attitude of the leader and his or her team. Competency plus integrity plus empathy builds authentic trust, and trust is the bedrock of leadership. Trust garners respect, and it seamlessly solicits support. Forming, storming, and norming is par for the course. And one of the things I always tell my team is that turbulence is the price you pay for flying high, in the words of Dr. J. Drew Sheard. Leaders should lead from a consciousness of the art of the possible and seldom focus on or be hindered by the threat of the impossible. If you want to be effective, challenge yourself to ask questions. What is the better normal moving forward? As a leader, it's your job to assume the best of people and to seek to help people feel calm and cared for in times of uncertainty. Be sensitive and aware of your own mental health. Know when to take a moment to just breathe. Know that when it comes to self-doubt, the good ideas keep coming back until you feel like you have to do them. And in that case, do them. The lessons learned has equipped us on how to endure a difficult leader, but most of all has taught us how to not become one. So in a country where we know how to build from the top, but we struggle with how to lift from the bottom, the Leadership Mainline program has equipped and empowered our cohort to change the narrative. Lastly, I want to thank our energizing facilitator, Dana Riker Jackson. Thank you for your flexibility and not letting a little thing like a global pandemic hinder you from leading our cohort. And to Bernie Dagenet, thank you for creating such a fantastic program and for the breadth of wisdom that you have shared with us throughout the last 6 months. To each of our companies that made this opportunity possible, we are grateful. Our hope is that each of you will receive a substantive return on your investment. Thank you. as I digress, I'm going to turn the microphone over to our exemplary leader, Dana Riker Jackson, as she leads us forward in the graduation.
Wow, that's a tough act to follow. You know, Precious, as I told you when I interviewed you for this program, you are very aptly named. Mom, well done. What a difference a year makes. I think last year I was watching this in my pajamas. You know the story. In March 2020, we had to pivot on a dime and turn Leadership Mainline from a fully in-person program to a virtual one. And this year is the first year that we have delivered the program completely virtually. It's also very exciting that this is my 5th anniversary facilitating this very special program to me. And so I am thrilled to be standing here before you in person, and I'm so most grateful for the opportunity to work with each and every one of you, and also all of the incredible leaders that made up our Leadership Mainline class. I also want to thank you, each and every one of you, for believing in leadership development, making the investment, because if this pandemic has taught us nothing else, is that leadership matters and it needs to be evolutionary. And I believe that that's a word that aptly describes this Leadership Mainline class, along with strong, resilient, passionate, dedicated. I could go on. And the other thing that was very impressive with this group of individuals is many of them were experiencing their own life challenges or life changes, and yet they still showed up, they still contributed, and they followed through with all of their responsibilities. That's the kind of leadership we need in our community and in our world. So now I usually have each person come up and receive their beautiful, I'll play Vanna here for a minute, their beautiful framed certificate, which of course has a virtual picture, you know, this year. But because we're still living in a world where people choose to be in person and people choose to be remote and virtual, what we will do is, for those of you who are present at the end of this program, we will gather, you will receive your gifts, and we will take a photo, of course, have to take a photo. And then for those of you who are joining us remotely, we will be sure to get these gifts to you. So now it is my distinct pleasure and honor to ask you to put your full attention to the screen so that you can meet this most wonderful Leadership Mainline class of 2021. I want to thank each and every one of you. It was a sheer pleasure and a joy to work with you, and congratulations. Now, please meet the class of 2021.
Hello, my name is Dana Riker Jackson, and I am the facilitator for the Leadership Mainline program of the Mainline Chamber of Commerce. It is my honor and privilege to recognize and introduce to you now the 2021 class of Leadership Mainline. Mark Acord, Ernst & Young, otherwise known as EY. Nicole Battaglia, Mainline Health Systems. Kevin Bogley with Swiss Bank. Sarah Boone, Devereaux Advanced Behavioral Health, Jennifer Cass, Montgomery County 911 Communications Center, Abi Dakineh, the Vanguard Group, Tyler Dornbush, M&T Bank, Marie Edwards, Mainline Today, Scott France, Montgomery County Planning Commission, Deirdre Garland, Lumbermen's Merchandising Corporation, otherwise known as LMC, Lori Jennings, Township of Lower Merion, Leanne Eustace, the Vanguard Group, Dr. Moshe Kika, Women's Resource Center, Sherry Miller, Giant Company, Precious Minds, College Possible, Aaron Patterson, Wilmington Trust, North America, Lorraine DeLuca Placido, Mainline Health Systems, Kirk Smith, Devereaux Advanced Behavioral Health, Katie Rose Thornton, Business Leadership Organized for Catholic Schools, otherwise known as BLOCK. And last but not least, Matt Ulmer, Tozer Energy Systems. Thank you and congratulations to all of you.
I'd like to ask this year's class of Leadership Mainline, those who could be present today, to please stand. Give them a round of applause. Yeah. And stay standing. Stay standing for a sec. And thank you. Yes, they deserve every bit of it. Absolutely. There were a lot of 3-hour Zoom sessions. They deserve every bit of it. And I would ask the alumni, I know there's some alumni in the room. Could you please stand and join them, please? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. At this point, we're going to move into our awards. This is when we normally would break for lunch, and then lunch would be served, and we come back together and we do the awards. So we're just going to jump into the awards now. And I guess I just wanted to talk about the importance of membership in the chamber. I mean, people join for a lot of different reasons. They join for what they get out of it, but they also join for what they can accomplish through their chamber membership. And when I hear people say that they're motivated because they're part of something bigger, that motivates me. And I feel a great sense of responsibility to be true to that expectation, that we are part of something bigger, that we make a difference. As we move into our first set of awards, you'll be seeing some of that, some of the difference that some of our members make in the community for their employees, for the people around them. And I'd like to invite Silvana Preciado of Wells Fargo to present our first 2 awards. Please welcome Silvana.
Thank you, Bernie, and the Chamber for producing these awards. And thank you to all the sponsors for helping make the celebration possible. I'm thrilled to be here with so many deserving honorees. I'm proud to help small businesses make it through the most challenging times. Through the recently concluded Paycheck Protection Program, we were able to fund more than 7,500 loans right here in Pennsylvania. Those loans represented more than 361 million funds for more than 4,500 Pennsylvania jobs. In addition, we have made more than 11 million in grants to Pennsylvania-based community development financial institutions through our Open for Business funds. These new fundings will help undeserved small businesses stay open, preserve jobs through short and long-term COVID-19 resiliency efforts, and support businesses impacted by the civil unrest that took place last summer. We're proud of the work that we do with small business communities, and we're proud to help present these awards today. The first award is being presented to Growing Business of the Year. Price Turner, CFO, provides virtual outsourced accounting and financial functions to small and medium-sized businesses, helping develop the strategy for businesses to grow as well as bookkeeping, accounts payable, accounts receivable, sales tax, payroll processing, and cash management operations, budgeting, and strategic decisions. Price Turner CFO started as a solo bookkeeping business. It has since grown into include 9 associates in addition to the founder and CEO, Amy Anderson. In 2018, the company served 40 small and medium-sized businesses, primarily with bookkeeping, and has grown over 70% in just this past year to offer accounting services ranging from bookkeeping, payroll, to complete CFO services to over 80 businesses. Please welcome founder Amy Anderson.
Thank you all. It's such an honor to be here and to be recognized for the Growing Business of the Year. Connections. That's what everyone is here. This award would not be possible without the connections that I've made over the last 10 years of my business. Mainline Chamber was the very first networking group that I joined. It was well known to me, and I knew I could find connections there. Last year, at the start of the pandemic, I reached out to all my clients and simply said, "How are you? How can I help you?" I made sure that my clients could see at least a dim light at the end of what turned out to be a very long tunnel. And look at the light we have now. My clients connected me with others. Through various other programs, I connected with people I've known for a while. I held multiple Zoom meetings. Yes, we all know Zoom. To anyone who would show up, anyone who would listen. I provided the education, the resources that were needed for people to continue on with their lives in both their business as well as their personal. I was educating, providing valuable resources and insight. I was a caring and friendly face as we all navigated uncertainties throughout the pandemic. One day, I had 17 Zoom sessions. Talk about Zoom fatigue. Yeah, I had it, and it's real. But connections are just the start of the relationships. Everyone knows about relationships, but you got to make those connections first. You got to keep connecting, and then they will become relationships. But make those connections. Talk to everybody. Tell them what you do, and have a nice smile on your face now that we're not wearing masks. So again, over the next few years, I anticipate continued growth for the Price Turner CFOs through connections, through networking, especially here at the wonderful Mainline Chamber of Commerce. Thank you.
The second award winner demonstrates an impressive ability to lead and inspire that is necessary for long-term business success and economic growth. Our woman-owned Business of the Year is the law firm of Jennifer J. Riley. The full-service law firm is focused in the area of family law cases, including divorce, custody, support, and related issues, as well as estate planning. Led by attorney Jennifer Riley, the firm prides itself in empowering clients, customizing relationships, and presenting new and novel ideas to clients. Jennifer is tireless in the effort she puts forth to her firm and her employees. In the past year, the firm has expanded in both size and in space, opening an additional office and onboarding over 6 employees. Please welcome attorney and owner of Law Offices Jennifer J. Riley, Ms. Jennifer Riley.
We've been asked to give a word that describes our business model, and for us, it's gratitude, because we are a family law firm, and that means we handle divorce and custody. So when someone retains us, they're retaining us to walk them through what is probably the hardest, but definitely one of the hardest things they will ever go through. We have such an honor to represent our clients, and at the base of our day-to-day operations, we focus on gratitude. Our vision statement incorporates and strengthens our sense of gratitude for our clients. Our management team leads with an example of gratitude for our clients and for our employees. It is a tremendous honor our clients have given us. So when the pandemic hit, there was never a moment to stop and crash. We have clients and children and families waiting on us. And that enabled us to get up every single day and to continue operations when the doors slammed shut. That sense of gratitude, no matter how much we expand, will never be missing in our firm because we pride ourselves on that client-centric operation, a customer service model, if you would, for legal services, where we focus on the actual circumstances of our clients as they are as mothers and fathers and spouses, and not just as clients in a business model. So my word is gratitude, which I also must extend to the Chamber, who kept us informed and connected throughout the pandemic, supplied us supplies to keep our staff safe through the pandemic, and then brings us here today to celebrate what I hope and pray is the end of what is definitely the hardest year I think business owners will ever go through. And I just really cannot tell you how much this gathering and certainly this award brings to close a terrible year and gives optimism and hope to the future. Thank you very much, and thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer and Silvana. Next up, I would like to invite our board chairman, Bob Cohen, to present the next award. Bob is both an attorney and a CPA. He's with the firm Riley, Riper, Holland, and Colagreco. He has been an excellent leader for the chamber through a very difficult time. Thanks, Bob.
Morning, everyone. Welcome. Glad you could all come out on this beautiful day. It's great to see so many people above the chest line. Our next award today is the Minority Owner Business of the Year Award to Minuteman Press. Their motto is, "Where design and print come to life," is dedicated to providing top quality marketing services with a focus on positive customer service. Owned by fellow board member Judd RJ, the Philadelphia and Bala Cynwyd locations are in the top 10% of all the franchisees out of 900 worldwide, and one of the top performers in the greater Philadelphia area. Judd's achievements exemplify the American dream as he and his son continue to take the business to new heights. They even, until just recently, provided game day marketing for the 76ers. Please welcome Minuteman Press Philadelphia and Bala Cynwyd owner and chamber board member, Judd RJ.
Good morning. It's still morning, right? It's truly an honor to be here today, and I'm really, really grateful to God, okay? And I also want to thank the Mainline Chamber for bringing us here to have this opportunity to be here. It's really humbling for me. And congratulations to the leadership Mainline. It's really difficult to go through a program like that. Congratulations. My word for the day is perseverance. And what does it mean? It means patience. It means persistence. It means doggedness. And it means being resolute. And that's just pretty much symbolizes what we do at Minuteman Press. And I'm truly grateful to lead that team. I started the business in 2008, and everybody thought I was going crazy. Why would you start a business when there is a recession going on? But with perseverance, we clawed our way, and today we became one of the top performers in the Minuteman Press franchise nationwide and worldwide. Last year, like we all know, we had a little thing called a pandemic, which tested our business existence to the core. But at the end of the year, we did a lot with a little bit less. And we grew 25%, you know, and that was really remarkable coming from where we're coming from. In all of these, I would say to the person who's just starting out a business, be persistent in everything you do. Being constant works. If you're a new member of this chamber and you're not seeing the results that you think you should be seeing, Rome was not built in a day. Be consistent, be persistent. I want to thank Mejire, my son, he's somewhere there. You know, he's made me a better man. He's made me a true man. And he's getting richer every day. So, thank God for that. I've not been asked for anything anymore. Yeah. I thank everybody for coming today. Thank you.
Thank you, Jude and Bob. Jude does that at a board meeting, by the way. He does that sort of thing. Yeah. I would like to invite another outstanding leader in our region to join us to present the next award. She is the president of the Foundation for Delaware County, Frances Sheehan, to present the Nonprofit of the Year Award. Frances, come on up.
Thank you so much, Bernie, and thank you all for your support of this really excellent chamber that we at the Foundation for Delaware County have been honored to belong to for almost our entire 5 years of existence, and particularly during this year when their encouragement and connection and so much that they did to keep us all encouraged, whether we were in the nonprofit or the for-profit world. I am now pleased to present the Nonprofit of the Year Award to Integrate for Good. Integrate for Good empowers students and adults with special needs to share their talent through inclusive volunteerism, community leadership, and meaningful employment. Through the nonprofit's Empowerment Lab, Leadership Incubator, DEI at Work, and Opening Doors on Campus initiatives, it provides tremendous power to make a difference, bridging the gap between the school and adult-based systems where many young people fall through the cracks. Within a week of the pandemic shutting down normal services, they transformed an entirely in-person business model to a diverse platform, virtual platform of services addressing loneliness, social isolation, mental health concerns, and issues of social equity. Integrate for Good truly highlights the ability in disability. Please welcome founder and executive director, Bev Weinberg, to accept the award.
Good morning. It's between Leadership Mainline and that, I'm a mess. It's an incredible honor to accept this award. It feels like a dream, honestly, on behalf of my entire team at Integrate for Good. I don't do this work alone. No one can. I'm often asked which one of our daughters has a disability, although neither does. But I can sum up my passion for this work in 2 words. I couldn't get it down to one, but 2 words, and that's untapped talent. I love to find it. It's like a magnet. It jumps out at me. We love to harness it. And we believe that we all benefit when we can capitalize on the talent and contributions of people of all abilities in our shared mainline community. We thrive because we capture the talent of Heather Michelson, a brilliant woman with Down syndrome who interviews business leaders on our Facebook Live show every Friday. And if you haven't been a guest yet, we would love to feature you in your business. Heather does an amazing job promoting local business leaders. We thrive because we capture the talent of Nick Welsh, our 23-year-old IT guru and web designer who lives with autism and muscular dystrophy, social anxiety, dyslexia, and the list goes on. He's a genius. He creates our innovative digital portfolios, our resumes, which highlight the ability of high school students with disabilities so that they can take their rightful place in our local economy. To integrate is to make a place and its opportunities available to everyone. By welcoming people of all abilities into the rich opportunities the Mainline offers, we integrate and strengthen our community, making it whole. Thank you to the Mainline Chamber
for this award. A startup nonprofit with year 2 during a pandemic would not expect to be standing here. Congratulations to our fellow award winners. And I have to give a huge shout out to Dana Riker Jackson and Leadership Mainline. We can't wait on Tuesday to hear the culmination of all of your work. And I can just say ahead of time without hearing a word of it, that we are so, so grateful to the companies that have sponsored this program and to the people that have dedicated their time to make it happen for us. So thank you.
Yeah. So the height thing, in some cases, you're meeting people in person for the first time. So you don't really know, in some cases. Yeah. Next up, I would like to welcome Tim Canfield back to the stage from TD Bank to present our two next Business of the Year awards. Welcome, Tim. Come on up.
Hello again. Our next award is being presented to the Small Business of the Year. Tri-State Training and Safety Consulting is a national leader in CPR, AED, and first aid training. They're based in Folsom, PA, and they employ local safety professionals as well as having strategic partnerships across the nation. During the pandemic, when PPE was in high demand, the company went above and beyond to make sure customers received their orders. The staff accommodated orders with high priority, safely, and in a timely manner. The company continued to certify clients in CPR, first aid, fire safety, and AED during the pandemic by following restriction guidelines while still teaching the courses. They are a life safety company that has been recognized nationwide since opening in 2011. Including being named as a 2018 Philadelphia Inquirer Stellar Startup in the healthcare category. Please welcome Kevin Kearns, owner of Tri-State Training and Safety Consulting, to accept today's award.
Thank you all. I have to thank Chris Ruane, who's our marketing representative as well. He nominated us for this award. These achievements aren't able to happen without people like Chris. We have a full-time staff of 10, so we're a very small company, but we do a lot. Our instructors have the ability to travel all across the country and teach CPR. And I'm up here today to talk about status quo. We got into our industry because status quo was not okay with me. I've been a firefighter and an EMT for 18 years. I still actively work on the ambulance when I get time. And there's a lot of people who cut corners in even the safety industry, in certifying your fire extinguishers, in teaching you CPR, just in the equipment that they use to teach you CPR. And that's not acceptable to us. So we wanted to raise the bar. We wanted to make things different. And the pandemic hit. And probably 2% of our business was medical supplies. Then it became 500% of our business when the pandemic hit. A lot of people were getting government assistance. A lot of people were getting government funding, but the small businesses were forgotten about. Believe it or not, every supply chain was broken. We couldn't buy from the big vendors. We couldn't buy from the big suppliers. I went to auction houses and I bought supplies to make sure people could get it. Anywhere I could find something, anywhere I could vet something to make sure it was legitimate, I got it. I didn't get any of the local hospitals. That's okay. I would have loved to have their work, but I worked with many home care businesses. I worked with many small business owners that were staying open to serve food, just anybody who needed it. And during that time, we had just launched our fire protection division. Why? Because the status quo in fire protection as well, it's below board. People tell you they're doing work to your extinguishers and they're not. You should trust your safety professionals to come in and certify things properly and make sure you're safe. So we continue to push the envelope and make sure things are safe, make sure everything is working. Just recently, May 31st, I lost my father. It was very sudden. And the status quo in that experience was not well. We were at a hospital that I won't name in Delaware County, and I got him transferred to Lankenau. So to those from Mainline Health that are here today, I'd like to let you know that your professionals are amazing. In the first 30 minutes my father was in Lankenau Hospital, he had 7 nurses, 2 doctors, and a respiratory therapist in his room. He was only there for 48 hours until he passed. But the care that he received, I'd like to think that my company is the way that Lankenau and Mainline is, because the bar that they set was so high. And those nurses, they're at best 23, 24 years old, every last one of them. So when I started my business, I'm 34 now. I started my business at 24. People were like, oh, he's a kid, he's a kid, he's a kid. Don't doubt anybody because of their age. Don't doubt anybody because of their religion, their sexuality, whatever it is. Give them an opportunity to speak to you, because they can make change and they can make that status quo more than what you know it is. So I am very thankful for every opportunity, every partnership, and every person in this room for the things that you all do as well, because we couldn't be here without clients like yourselves. No matter how small or large the business is, we work with them placing defibrillators, teaching CPR, and providing fire protection work. So again, I thank all of you, thank all of my employees. And again, Mainline Health, I've meant to write you a letter, but haven't had the time. I'm also planning a wedding in 2 weeks. So I'm a pretty busy guy. But again, thank your staff at Lankenau. They were amazing in the step down unit. So if anything, this speech is more for you guys now that I know you're here. So thank you all.
Our next award is to recognize an outstanding partnership. During the pandemic, we've seen amazing examples of generosity and collaboration among businesses, government, nonprofits, and individuals. Today, we celebrate the resilience of our community and the strengthened bonds among all of us. We felt it necessary to recognize a unique partnership among 2 government entities. Delaware County, the most populated county in the US without a public health department, found itself in critical need as the pandemic took hold. The Delaware County Council and Chester County Commissioners had a history of working together, and they quickly created a path for Chester County's health department to assume primary responsibility for Delaware County's public health needs. This included testing, case investigations, data reporting, and vaccine distributions. And it included important public health communications and guidance to workplaces and school districts. We know that viruses, disease, and economic drivers do not begin or end at a border. The agencies work together is a model for intergovernmental collaboration, and it saved lives. Here to accept our Partnership of the Year award are Board of Commissioners of Chester County Chairwoman Marian Moskowitz and Delaware County Councilwoman Elaine Schaefer.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for celebrating this partnership. It's been something really special. The COVID-19 pandemic may have changed the way that we work, the way we communicate, and the way we meet. But this pandemic also enhanced great business practices, especially the value of partnerships. We were all in this together, could not have been more true. And it is this which led us to ask Jean Franklin, Director of the Chester County Health Department, and her staff, if they had capacity to support Delaware County too. Jean and her team quickly replied that not only did they have capacity, but they also had the desire to provide the health support they needed. In Jean's words, it's the right thing to do. And for that, we thank her and everyone on her team. This partnership between Chesco and Delco brought consistent communication with all of our stakeholders, and it provided a local, coordinated public health response for everyone living and working in both counties. Prior to the pandemic, as counties, we were part of a group that undertook exercises together to be prepared for a major health crisis. So it only made sense for our health department to embrace the public health needs of our neighboring county in this real life event. Our partnership worked because we all had one focus: to do everything that we could do together to mitigate the spread of COVID-19 and keep all our residents as healthy as possible. Thank you.
So I first want to thank the Mainline Chamber for recognizing this partnership, but I really want to reterm it, because honestly, it was more like a guardianship or even a saviorship, if that's a word. Honestly, we could not be more grateful. I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to gush with gratitude to the chamber. To the chamber, but also to Chester County, and to Jean Franklin. I think she is here. Where is she? I want you to stand up, Jean, because she is a heroine, a superhero, and her whole entire team. And I want to paint the picture for you about how this happened. You know, the first case in Pennsylvania was in Delaware County on March 6th, 2020. We convened. This is a new board, newly elected, all of us new, and it's here. COVID is in our county. We have no health department. We have no mechanism for dealing with this. It became very clear right away. The state did not have the capacity or the resources to help us. They wouldn't even tell us where this case was, who it was, what hospital. We knew nothing, and we knew we would not get the support from the state. So we spent a few days wringing our hands, banging our heads against the wall, literally pacing our rooms at night. What are we going to do? One day, a few days later, we're in the boardroom together, still wringing our hands. And I look down at my phone, and there's Marion, my good friend Marion, giving me a call. And I'm like, Chester County. Pick up the phone, and Marion makes this unbelievably selfless, generous offer to take on 567,000 residents. And let me tell you the magnitude of that. We have 62 licensed long-term care nursing homes, 62. And this is when the Washington nursing home debacle was happening. It was front of mind what would happen in Delaware County without a health department. That offer saved thousands and thousands of lives. And the best and most important phone call I have ever gotten in my whole life. So thank you. Thank you, the team. And I would say the words that we, in addition to partnership, the words that we take away from this are adaptability and pivot, which are kind of cousins. Pivot, I've heard it today already 3 or 4 times, but it became the every other word in our vernacular. In fact, Rosemary Halt, who was our COVID czar, when she finished her stint, we had a party, and the punch was called Pivot Punch. But adaptability, our staff, and of course the Chester County staff, every single day, there was new mitigation order, there was new change, and they would spend weeks with thoughtful analysis, putting together guidance, and then bam, the guidance changes, and they had to adapt within 24 hours and put out new guidance. It was incredible what they did. And we continue to adapt. In fact, I'm happy to announce that Delaware County will have its own health department licensed on January of 22. And we are being weaned off of Chester County. And when we do have our own health department, it will be fantastic because of the guidance and the mentorship and the surviving skills we got from Chester County. So thank you.
Wow, so that's worth honoring, right? What an amazing thing. Yeah. So I want to thank Member Schaefer and Commissioner Moskowitz, Chairwoman Moskowitz, for being with us today, and for providing that outstanding example of partnership. Next, I'm going to present the Large Business of the Year Award to Lincoln Financial Group. Founded in 1905 with the endorsement of Abraham Lincoln's son, Robert Todd Lincoln, Lincoln Financial Group is the first and only company to carry Abraham Lincoln's name, image, and the ideals at the heart of its brand. Lincoln is a customer-focused company, always evolving to enhance customer experience and ensuring the right products and solutions to help those they serve to plan, protect, and retire. Throughout COVID-19, Lincoln implemented robust plans to support employees, customers, and communities. For example, providing additional benefits and resources for employees, developing educational resources around the financial impacts of the pandemic, and contributing $2 million to local communities to support organizations serving vulnerable individuals with critical food, housing, and related needs. With approximately 11,000 employees, Lincoln Financial is a major mainline employer with its headquarters in Radnor. I also want to say something about the individual who's going to be accepting the award on behalf of Lincoln Financial Group today. She is Lincoln's head of internal sales and retirement solutions, Alice Shaw. And as of this week, she completed her third 3-year term. That's 9 years on the board of directors. She timed out. She did the maximum that you're allowed to do. We're so happy to have had, I've been honored to be the CEO of this organization for 11 years. 9 of those I had Alice with me as a board member, and I just appreciate so much. This is one of the hard things in my role. I think it's a good thing. You know, I always tell my volunteers, this is not a life sentence. You know, it's my job to find somebody to take your place at some point. But Alice has provided a great service to the chamber, and Lincoln Financial Group is a very deserving honoree and winner of our Large Business of the Year Award. Please welcome Alice Shaw.
Good morning, everyone. For those of you in Leadership Mainline, that's how he got me into the 9 years working on the board. So you are all going to be considered. As Bernie said, I am Alice Shaw with Lincoln Financial. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you today and those that are at home virtual. I am proud to accept this award on behalf of Lincoln Financial, our leadership team, and my colleagues. At Lincoln, a word that permeates our business and company culture is legacy. Founded, as Bernie said, more than 115 years ago, Lincoln Financial was named for a great American leader, Abraham Lincoln, and rooted in his legacy of dependability, honesty, and service. Today, we remain committed to our namesake's ideals as we manufacture and distribute financial solutions to help Americans plan better futures. We know that these individuals and families see our products as more than just annuities, life insurance, or financial benefits. They are ways to grow and protect their legacies. And Lincoln Financial sees its own legacy as a place to succeed, as Bernie said, for its more than 11,000 employees. Our employees across the country, and of course at our mainline headquarters in Radnor, are foundational to our success. This award celebrates their hard work and contributions that solidify our position as a leader in the industry throughout the US and in our local communities. Thank you to the Mainline Chamber of Commerce, and congratulations to all the other winners.
All right. Now it's our final two. I will present this next one. And it is really an honor. So my former life as a business editor, my publisher and I would regularly ask questions about who are the business leaders in this region now and in the future. And we had the privilege of getting meetings with them and talking with them about what they were working on, what they were thinking, what they thought needed to happen in the region. And when I think about our CEO of the Year honoree, he would be high on that list if we were doing that today. Christopher Franklin, our 2021 CEO of the Year, is Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of publicly traded Essential Utilities, formerly Aqua America. He led the merger with Peoples, a Pittsburgh-based natural gas company, in a $4.275 billion acquisition that was completed pretty much as the pandemic was setting in. Pre-merger, Aqua was already one of the nation's largest water companies. He serves on nonprofit boards that include the University of Pennsylvania, the Chamber of Commerce of Greater Philadelphia, and the Franklin Institute. And under his leadership, Essential Utilities helped address hunger through the pandemic with monetary donations and keeps a focus on education in our region. His Bachelor of Science is from Westchester University. His MBA is from Villanova. I figured you guys would like some people from Villanova and Westchester probably here today. And with leadership comes responsibility and the ability to make a positive difference in the lives of individuals in our region. Chris is more than up to the challenge. Please welcome our CEO of the Year, Christopher Franklin.
Bernie, thank you for very kind words. I really appreciate it. It's so great to be here. It's so great to be here in person. And on behalf of the 3,000 and so employees at Essential, we are honored to receive this award. And I'll tell you, as I sat there listening to this, honored to be among the other award winners today. It's just so wonderful to see this group of honorees today. I have to say, as I drove over here, I thought about it. I've been involved at one level or another with the Mainline Chamber now for more than 30 years. I used to be the young guy. I'm not no longer. But one of the ways that I've been involved with the Chamber is through our great executives who have taken their roles on the board. And this year we have Christina Kelly, who's here with us today, who's our Chief Human Resources Officer at the company and also a board member at the Chamber. And thank you for your service, Chris Kelly. Now, most of you probably know the company better as Aqua. Bernie mentioned that we are known here as Aqua. We're known in Pittsburgh as Peoples Natural Gas. And so we serve about 3 million people in this area, serve another 2 million water in other states, 7 states surrounding us. And then we serve another roughly 3 million people in Pittsburgh Natural Gas now. And it was last year when we bought the natural gas company. As a matter of fact, we closed on March 16th last year, right? Yeah, you all know what that means. And you can imagine sending everybody home on the day you buy a natural gas utility. I was sweating. But it was at that point that we said, it was really, as we announced the transaction the year before, we said, what should our name be? We can't be called Aqua and have a natural gas company. So we had to come up with a new name. And so we really searched. We had employee involvement. We had a lot of people involved in the process. And we came up with a name after all that discussion that encapsulated our obligation to serve our customers, things that really are meaningful to the comfort in their lives: water, natural gas, and wastewater service. And that name was Essential. Essential Utilities is what we came up with. Little did we know, in about 6 weeks after we renamed the parent company, that the whole world would be talking about essential as a key word in our vernacular. So I would be remiss if I didn't mention not only our employees, essential people to the customers that we provide service, but the work done by this chamber and chambers like yours are absolutely essential as well to advocate for the business community and provide services, essential services for our business community, particularly in times like this when we really needed a network we could lean on and be part of to help our businesses. So I'll just conclude by saying thank you again for this award. I am honored to represent such a dedicated team of people at the company, and I am honored to be part of the Mainline Chamber of Commerce for all these years. Thank you again for considering us this year.
Great. I do want to second that. Thank you to Chris Kelly for serving on the board. Great, relatively new board member. So the new blood, the new talent, the new leadership continues to come to the chamber. We really always need that. We appreciate it. Speaking of which, to present our last award, we have another board member who's going to come up now. She's Carolyn Gorman from Mainline Health to set the stage and present the Carl Schaffel Award. Please welcome Carolyn Gorman.
Thank you, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be here on this beautiful, beautiful day. Kevin, thank you for the kind words. I don't know where you are, but Kevin, for the kind words. We'll be sure to take that back to our Lankenau team. And it was a pleasure and an honor to care for your father. And so, like I said, it's a pleasure to find my spot now that I've ad-libbed. Anyway, it's a pleasure to present the Carl Schaffel Award. This award memorializes Carl Schaffel, who was the president and CEO of Mainline Chamber of Commerce from 1981 to 1996. Kind, generous, and loyal, he was widely respected and admired and a big presence along the main line. The F. Carl Schaffel Award is intended to honor an individual who shares Carl's deep commitment to serving the community. Today's recipient is Paula Kielick, president and founder of Pals for Life, who I met on the road this morning. We were both looking for Applewood. So quite the coincidence. Paula founded Pals for Life in 1985 on the premise that she knew that many people could benefit from contact with pets, but had life circumstances that prevented them from owning one. Paula began borrowing shelter pets and visiting nursing homes, hospitals, rehab centers, mental health facilities, schools, summer camps, and colleges throughout the Delaware Valley. The residents and patients benefited immensely. The animal shelter pets loved the excursions, and many were adopted by the staff members of the places they visited. Truly a win-win situation. Today, Pals for Life provides over 600 visits in a typical year with the help of over 100 volunteers and their outstanding therapy pets. Pals for Life purpose is to have pets and people help each other to live happier, healthier, and more fulfilled lives. Paula is truly community-minded and is always seeking ways to help other business contexts by connecting them to resources or to one another. She was also, fitting to mention today, a Leadership Mainline graduate in the inaugural class of 2003. Paula has served on the Mainline's Chamber Ambassadors Committee since 2006, an amazing 15 years. With an average of 7 calls per month, Paula has made over 1,000 outreach calls to members. That does not even include introductions made, meetings attended, events attended, and all the help, advice, and connections made over the years. After 37 years, Paula will be retiring in July. She has been an integral part of the Mainline community and volunteer ambassador of the Mainline Chamber of Commerce. And as best said by her nominator, she is all about helping others and making folks feel welcome. And we were lucky to have her serve on the ambassador committee for so many years. She has really made a difference, not only members of the chamber, but in the Mainline community as well. So please help me in congratulating the only second-time recipient of the F. Carl Schaffel Community Service Award, Paula Kielick.
Thank you so much for this incredible honor. It is quite fantastic and it means so much to me. My word is passion, because my organization is founded on the passion which people have for their pets. And we draw on that passion in order to help them in every possible way that we can. Our passion is not only for bringing the pets to the programs that we have right now, but looking for new and innovative ways that we can help people through pets like dogs and cats and bunnies. Now, it takes a lot to do that, and we're always looking for the next horizon, and it takes people to help us achieve that. So where do we go to find the people to help us? The Chamber of Commerce. Truly, because not only is their staff unparalleled with their capabilities, but they also have this passion for their members, and passion attracts passion. So who here is in this room, but this entire room of people who are passionate about their jobs? But it goes so much farther, because this organization is unique, because you are passionate not about your jobs, but about helping everybody else around you. They have created this entity of collaboration where we all have our energies together and it explodes to help every person around you. So in this room are my teachers and my mentors. In this room are people who helped my organization by being our advocates and being our supporters. In this room are my board members. They are my donors. I'm looking at Tekla over there. They are my volunteers. They are my bookkeeper. They are even my auctioneer for an event. We have Bernie also, who's come in and helped us at the last minute. What you have done for my organization and for me personally, there are no words deep enough to express that. And it's not for what you have done for me, but it's what you have done for the thousands and thousands of people whose lives have been better because they were able to hug a dog. So from the bottom of my heart, I thank each and every one of you for what my organization has been able to accomplish, what you have been able to accomplish on my behalf, and also for this day for me, which I will remember forever. I say thank you.
I mean, I think we've seen a lot of examples of leadership, but that's leadership. That's leadership. And really, Paula. Oh, by the way, we're here to honor you and thank you for all you did. So thank you. So I'll wrap up today. Actually, you know, I'm a real stickler about finishing on time. We're a few minutes late, but you know what? I'm not going to apologize for it. This was a great morning, and I just appreciate all of you being with us today, but I won't drag it out either. I want to congratulate our winners in Leadership Mainline class. I want to thank all of our sponsors. Mainline Chamber of Commerce would not be here without our members, without our supporters. Huge thank you, and I'm going to ask for your help with this, to Kristen DeLulo and the chamber staff for pulling this off today. I remember talking with her not so long ago about what I thought we needed to do to have this be successful, and she was not daunted. She made it happen, so really impressive. And the team around her is the reason we were able to get it done as well. I ask you to please support our member restaurants and retailers as they strive to recover. Shop local when you can. Try to make a point of it. Support your local businesses. Have an energizing and profitable day. Thank you.